On Monday morning, hours before the coalition government get ready to move to the National Assembly with a bill guaranteeing a pension for former Prime Minister Hamilton Green, Mr. Green called a press conference at his home in Georgetown to make it clear that there was nothing unique with the former Prime Minister receiving a pension.
Before the legislation of 2011, in any event, the Guyana government, since independence, had provided pension and benefits, sometimes informally, for its former president and prime ministers. There is some contortion about this matter. In 2011, when the bill was promulgated and before, Sam Hinds, speaking on behalf of the PPP and the government, made a very impassioned plea, and in the form of a letter published in the media, that it is the duty of every civilized society to ensure that the presidents and prime ministers, when they leave office, should be allowed to live at a certain level, consistent with the positions they held previously. A very strong letter he wrote.
Mr. Green said all civilized societies have systems in place to take care of its former presidents and the Prime Minister after they would have left office. The former Prime Minister even asked his secretary to cite sections in the law books to add volume to his point.
Every person who, having held the office of President on or after the 16th of December 1966, or who, having held the office of Prime Minister on or after 22nd December 1965, ceases at any time after such date to be President or Prime Minister, shall be paid a pension under this Act with effect from the date on which he ceases to be President or Prime Minister, as the case may be, and subject to subsection 2, such pension shall continue to be paid during the lifetime of that person.
When asked if he ever raised the matter of his pension with the former PPC administration, Mr. Green said,
I have, on several occasions, brought to the attention of the previous government that there was some error in the legislation and it ought to be corrected. What we see happening today is an effort to correct that. It's not perfect, it's not complete, and I expect that the lawmakers will deal with whatever inadequacies remain. But this is something that has been a worry for a long time. And if you get hold of Sam Hinds' letter, speaking on behalf of the PP and the then government, makes it very clear that every government has a responsibility to ensure that the presidents and prime ministers live at a certain level when they demit office.
It was Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu, who is on record, stated that the bill should have never been carried under the name of Hamilton Green. Mr. Green says he agrees with the Prime Minister. Moses Nagamutu, the Guyana Human Rights Association and the local Transparency Group have both criticized the move, with the GHRA saying Green should not be entitled to a pension because of the troubles Guyana faced while he was Prime Minister, and the Transparency Group referring to the move as cronyism. Green fired back and said they are social mavericks.
Gentlemen or ladies, whoever they are, obviously are versed in fomenting strife, distorting history, and not dealing with the relevant issues which I dealt with a moment ago. This kind of statement is mere propaganda being regurgitated by some set of persons, I don't know who they are, completely irrelevant, and they have speculated on matters they don't know about. Let them bring the evidence. I don't know what I've heard about it, but these are what I call social mavericks, and those who seek to create bedlam, confusion, and mischief.
Mr. Green, who also served as mayor of Georgetown for close to 2 decades, said he is deserving of the pension and benefits package befitting of a prime minister because he served. He said he served well at the time when Guyana and the rest of the world were facing changing circumstances during the Cold War. He noted too that over the years since leaving the office as Prime Minister, he has had to depend on his wife and children for maintenance, and he does not believe that should be the case as a former Prime Minister of Guyana. Andrew Weeks, Headline News. Take 2. Andrew Weeks, Channel 2, Headline News.